campaign warning workers that Senator Nick Xenophon's election candidates want to cut weekend penalty rates. Now, the campaign is warning voters that they can't risk voting for Nick, his group candidates, because they support cutting weekend penalty rates. Now, we have SA Unions on the line, but before we talk to them, let's ask Nick. Nick, good morning. Is that true?
Leon, it's a completely misleading campaign because this is a federal issue. I put up a bill several years ago to basically say penalty rates for small businesses, only small businesses in the retail and hospitality sector with 20 full-time equivalent employees or less, that penalty rates shouldn't apply. Why? Because it's actually killing jobs. We've lost 3,500 full-time equivalent jobs just in the hospitality sector alone since penalty rates came in across the nation. That works out to at least 500 young South Australians missing out on part-time work. So for SA Unions to run this campaign, it is a dirty, unfair, completely misleading campaign.
All right, let's ask the Secretary of SA Unions, Joe Szakacs. Joe, thanks for joining us today. Joe, what do you say on what Nick has accused you of?
Look, thanks, Liam. It's good to be with you. Look, I think it's quite deceiving for Nick to be saying that this is not a state issue. Look, Nick does plenty of great things. Nick does plenty of good things for South Australia. But I've got to say on this one, Nick's standing firmly with Tony Abbott and not the little guy. Hundreds of thousands of South Australian working people are in receipt of weekend penalty rates. Thousands of South Australian working people will be hit by this Xenophon Group policy. It's not okay simply to say that this is a federal issue. These people live in South Australia. Nick's face is on every call fleet for the Xenophon Group across every street of Adelaide. So I think working people have just said, look, enough is enough.
Okay, let me ask you this. So is it Sterling Griff you're really targeting, who used to be a voice and face for the Retail Traders Association? Is it him you're targeting, or is it Nick?
Look, Leon, we've written to every candidate within the Nick Xenophon Group. We've written to Nick personally. We've written to Sterling Griff, who is, as you said, the campaign manager of the campaign.
Is it him you're really targeting, or is it Nick?
No, absolutely not. Look, no? as far as I know, Sterling Griff's not running. But unfortunately, as far as I know, Nick's not running either. We've written to all of the state candidates, John Darley as well. None of them have responded, Leon. So we've simply said, well, we've given you the chance to correct the statement. We've given you the chance to set the record straight. We're 2 weeks out from the election, and I think working people deserve better.
What do you say, Nick?
Oh, this is absolute nonsense. Let's make this clear. This is a federal issue because unless the only people covered by state awards now are state-owned enterprises, it doesn't cover them. It doesn't cover big businesses. It doesn't cover nurses or doctors or anything like that. And this is really a scare campaign. And I like to ask, where were SA Unions when John Darley was working his guts out to prevent changes to the workers' comp laws, which made it very bad for workers? They ran a weak and limp campaign in relation to that. And, you know, I'm not going to cop it from SA Unions saying I'm anti-union when, in fact, this morning I was on the phone to Tony Sheldon, the head of the Transport Workers Union nationally, because we are doing our best. I'm doing my bit to try and save Qantas jobs. This is actually killing jobs in small businesses around the state because it is completely out of kilter to when people are losing their jobs because businesses are shutting down on Sundays.
Joe?
Well, on this one, by no means is the South Australian Union Movement saying that Nick Xenophon is anti-union. But unfortunately, on this one, he's got it wrong. He's got this wrong on behalf of working people. Usually Nick stands up for the little guy. But unfortunately on this one, he's standing right next to Tony Abbott.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Now, Nick, on another issue, we will be talking about...